What's going on, Facebook? It's Monday, and that's time for Monday Motivation. Facebook, go find our people and bring them on in here. Hope everybody is doing good, and boom. What's up, Thomas Thatcher, Dylan Nelson? Nice to see you, sir. Kevin Davis, Gary Pollard. Hope y'all doing great today. Lisa Bunch Myers. I'm doing good. Are you ready? Let's do this thing. Corey London, nice to see you, buddy. Candy Rockefeller. David Johnson, it's Happy Monday, buddy. We're going to go back here and have a little meeting. Before we get there, I want to talk to y'all. I'm very proud of all the auto community, guys. Yes, sir. You know what we did? We helped Bill Have. I think he's almost there. I'm going to go ahead and put in money today, right now, as soon as I get off this. I think that's going to push us over the $5,000 threshold. We're going to help somebody that really needs a car, man. Somebody that doesn't have a car, somebody that needs one to get to their job, someone that can't afford one. We're going to help them. We were all a part of this. Auto community, I'm very proud of you. Thank you very much. We're going to walk back here, man. We're going to hold a little Monday motivation, but one thing I want to talk about is don't forget tomorrow, Sales Hustler Spotlight. What's that? We got Frank Crenity on. Yes, Frank Crenity, you know who he is. The guy the whole auto community is talking about right now. He's already sold over 1,000 cars this year. In 10 months. Are you freaking kidding me? He sold 18 deliveries a couple Saturdays ago and over 136 cars in 1 month. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to find out what his routine is, what his process is, how his dealership is set up, and how we can maybe take some of those things and institute them in our relation. I hope everybody is doing good today. What are we going to talk about today? Well, guys, we're going to talk about if you're not where you want to be, it's because you're probably not the person you need to be. I know this is going to be that look in the mirror. You know what Mondays are? Mondays are that look in the mirror motivation. Don't worry, we're not going to only talk about negative. We're going to talk about some positive ways that you can turn the negatives into positives. Okay? Remember, guys, the reason you're not reaching your goals, the reason you haven't moved forward to where you want to be is the obstacles that you've been putting in place. The obstacles that keep coming in front of you, and instead of conquering these obstacles, they look overwhelming to you, and you turn around and go back the other way. Guys, we can't have that. That is exactly how people fail. And if you want to succeed and you want to get to that next level and you want to promote yourself and do all the things that in your mind you dream about, you're going to have to take those obstacles and knock them down, overcome them to get to the other side. Now, how do you do that? Well, I got 7 things right here. 7 ways that I want you to know that if you do these and you look in the mirror and you take these things, what I'm telling you, and you institute them, you're going to have better opportunities to reach your goals. You can't reach your goals if these keep coming in your place and you keep looking at them and saying, wow, I got defeated again. That's what happens. A lot of us, it happens. So, number 1, I need you to understand, no one owes you anything. No one. No excuses, no blame. You know, I know we're all sick of it. You know, if you fail, if you didn't reach your goals, if you screwed up with that customer, everything is an excuse. Well, the customer sucked. My dealership sucks. The traffic sucks. Where I grew up is bad. I was poor. My daddy beat me. My family was alcoholics. Whatever. Everything is an excuse. You know why? Because it's easier to blame something than look in the mirror. It happens to all of us, don't get me wrong. I'm not pointing at you, I'm pointing at me as well in my past. What I'm saying is, we can't have it. If you want to turn your dreams into goals, okay, and turn your goals into actual fruition, then you have to not make excuses. You have to look at yourself. You have to say, you know what? That isn't that person's fault. That is my fault. Okay? I'm not reaching my goals. I'm not making the living I want to make. I'm not having the successful relationships in my life. It's not because my daddy was a bad daddy. Not because I went to a bad school. Not because my teachers were stupid. Okay? Not because my employer holds me back or my managers hold me back. Look, man, stop passing the buck. Pick it up yourself and say, you know what? I can only affect me. I can only look at this through my eyes, and I have to change it. So no more. No more excuses. You're not poor because of the government. You're not poor because of Trump. You're not poor because of where you came from. Every single person has the same advantage as I do. I'm no different than you. Okay? So suck it up and quit blaming. Number 2, you got to have a better work ethic. I know a lot of you guys think, oh, well, I got a great work ethic. I work bell to bell. That doesn't mean you're working while you're here. I know this is hard to realize, but just because you're at a dealership for 12 to 14 hours a day does not mean you're working. That doesn't mean you have great work ethic. That just means you like to work long hours. You need to be working while you're here, okay? Maximize your time. Maximize your potential by working. Your work ethic has to be high. If you want to succeed and get the goals, they need to know you by your work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Do people know you by your work ethic? Think about that, okay? Obviously, work ethic has to be to a premium, but you can't just be at work. You have to work at work. I know that's something we don't like to talk about. You know what? I'll be totally frank with you. This was me back in the day. Totally me back in the day. I would work long hours, but a lot of those times, we're outside talking. We're bull crapping. We're doing everything else but actually things that will sell you cars. Now, you have to be honest with that. And until you get to the level where you'll look in the mirror and be honest, you'll never move past it. Okay? That's the problem, is you go back to number 1 and make excuses. So remember, better work ethic. Number 3, I mean no disrespect here, guys, but quit being so darn soft. Okay? You got to have some resiliency. You got to have a tough shell. You got to be like, you know what? Not every little thing in the world bothers me. And it drives me freaking nuts when somebody says something and all of a sudden everybody's politically correct. Everybody's mad at everybody. Guys, let's go. We're in the car business. We're in a professional atmosphere. Should that person maybe have said that to you? Maybe not. Okay, maybe that customer shouldn't have been mean to you. Maybe that customer shouldn't have hung up on you. Maybe that customer, another employee shouldn't have said that. But at the end of the day, guys, come on, man. Get a tough skin. Get a tough shell. Losers complain. Winners, you don't see them all the time complaining about everybody else. They just suck it up and they go out there and they dominate. Okay? Losers complain and whine. Quit being a little whiner. I'm sick of that. I get so sick of whiners, man. Number 4, use your past pain to your advantage. What do I mean by this? Well, you know what? I'll use me for a prime example. I do everything I do every day because I want to be successful. I want to maximize my potential. Okay? And the reason is I want to look back at Mr. Miller, way back in the day, my teacher, who told me I would never amount to anything and I was a loser. Yes, it drives me. It drives me. When people used to say that I would not amount to anything, okay, that for whatever reason, and you have to use that same pain that you have to drive you, okay? It can be used as fuel. Don't use it the opposite way as a negative. It's not supposed to hold you back, which a lot of people it does. Don't allow it to. Use it as like if you were in a train and the train needs coal. Use it as your energy. Use it as your fuel, okay? Because the train cannot go without the fuel and you cannot go without the fuel. Use that negative fuel to do something positive. Or it just sits in your mind and it eats at you and you believe it and you don't live up to your potential because you believe what somebody says about you. Man, don't listen to people, man. People are just hateful people because they know, especially for somebody that's trying to succeed. If they're hating on you for succeeding, that's because they don't want you to succeed, because then the spotlight will be on them for failing. That's it. That is the only thing. Okay, I use it as fuel. So let me retrace here. I got 3 more really, really good ones, but I want to retrace. Number 1, no one owes you anything. Stop acting like it. Stop thinking, oh, they should give me this, or I'm going to get this, or I would rather be on welfare or assistance. Okay? Nobody owes you anything. I work really hard for my money. I shouldn't have to pay for you. Okay? Stop complaining about your childhood. Stop complaining about your school. Stop complaining about your work and your family and everybody else holding you back in the world. The only one holding you back is the one that's looking back at you in the mirror. That's the truth. Okay, I know it's hard, and you might tune me out, but I don't care, because somebody out here has to tell you the truth. Number 2, better work ethic. Make sure you get better work ethic. Just because you're at work 14 hours doesn't mean you're working. Okay? Actually do things productive to further your business, to further your goals. Number 3, stop being so soft. Quit being weak, man. Okay? Man up. Woman up. Get your big girl panties on, your big girls, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Tighten your belt. Okay? People are going to say things to you. People are going to do things to you in life. If you keep whining and shutting down, you can't progress. Okay? Get a hard shell to you and keep moving. Number 4, use your past pain, whatever it is. I don't know what's in your life. I don't know what you've been through. I can only know what I've been through. All right? And I shouldn't be in front of you right now if I would have listened to everybody else. I ain't going to listen to people. I'm going to use that pain as my fuel, and that's what I ask you to do. All right? All right, so number 5, say no and let go of the things that bind you. We all got them. Maybe your childhood, maybe the way you are, maybe your marriage, whatever has drove you to the things that are binding you. Drugs, alcohol, gambling, porn, whatever it is, running around on your wife or your husband, whatever it is, guys, let it go. It can't bind you anymore, because if it binds you, it's going to shut you down. It's going to freeze you. Your legs are going to be frozen in quicksand. I'm telling you, let go of the things that bind you. Clean your mind. Attack your goals with fresh thought process. Okay? Because those things that I just talked about, none of them are good. None of them help you. But every day we got people all across this country that are bound by them. Okay? It's like they're wrapped with this binding mechanism that just won't let them free themselves. You got to get good with who you are. You have to address the root of all your problems so you can let go of the vices that are holding you back. Do you understand? The things that are holding you back are probably stemming from problems that you have in your life. Address the problems. Get the root of the problem. Figure it out so you can get rid of the things that are holding you back from success. Woo! Number 6, discipline and routine are the most important. People all the time say, Shawn, I want to be really successful. I want to go out here and do videos. I want to do this and this and this. And I want people to, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. The problem is they do it for 1 or 2 days. They don't get any traction and they quit. What kind of discipline is that? What did you expect? You expected to go out here and everybody goes, oh my gosh, I love this person. No, you have to do it disciplined. You have to do it daily. You have to have a routine. If you want success, you got to do the same thing over and over and over. People have to see you as consistent. They have to see you as disciplined. Okay? If you understand that my first videos got 100 views, 150 views, 200 views, okay? I thought that was a lot at the time. But now when I look back on it, until I became disciplined every day and built a business, built a foundation, people are going to watch you continuously. Do you understand? All the people that you follow on a daily basis, I guarantee you, you look at the routine. They probably all get up early. They all probably do the exact same thing every day. They probably work out at the same time. They probably do whatever preparation for their mind every day at the same time. They probably go to work at the same time. They probably go home at the same time. They probably do all the things in a routine. And they probably do it disciplined. They probably stay with it every day. I don't care if it doesn't look like it succeeds today. If you stay with it every day, people are like, well, they didn't, I did a video the other day and nobody watched. So that was one video. Get out there and do another one. Do another one the next day. Do another one every day. Every day. If you stay disciplined, people will find you. I'm telling you. All right. Number 7, you got to have a happy home life, guys. Woo, this is key. If your mind is at home because you're struggling at home, you can't succeed at work. You can't. Me and my wife have talked about this. She was like, yeah, if people don't have happy home lives or successful home lives, they are not going to be successful in other areas of their life. And she is right. She is so right. Because if your mind is away from work on different things, you can't focus at work. You're going to get grumpy or irritable with a customer, another employee. You're not going to give it 100% because you're not calm. You're thinking about home. You're thinking about your kids. You're thinking about work, or your home life. When me and Angela back in the day, a long time ago, I'm talking like, I don't know, 7 years ago, we were having problems. We were rocky up and down. It was because I was throwing myself into my work. I understand that. And she was a stay-at-home wife, which wasn't good either. She's somebody that needs to be working, which is great. We figured that out. But my point is, when we were having those problems, okay, I wasn't really good at work. Even though I was selling more cars than everybody, I wasn't reaching my full potential. My full potential was more than just beating my competition. Do you understand what I'm saying? My full potential could not be reached because my mind wasn't fully at work. It was strung out. And when you're strung out, you can't focus on one thing. If you got multiple things you're focusing on, you're not focusing on one. Does that make sense to you? You have to focus on work when you're at work. And your home life has to be good. So how do you get it good? Well, the best thing we did was sit down together and just understand each other. Okay? We figured out what she needs, we figured out what I need, and then we came to a conclusion where, like, look, when I'm at work, I have to focus on work. And she's the same way. Really, really helped. Let me retrace my steps here, guys. This is key. If you're not where you want to be in life, in goals, in family, in health, it's because you're not the person you need to be. Number one, no one owes you anything. Stop complaining, stop bitching, stop moaning, stop making excuses, stop blaming. You are the reason you're at the situation you're at right now. It's not your childhood, it's not the government, it's not, the guy down the street. All right, it's not your work people, it's not your bosses, it's not the traffic, it's you. And until you get to the point where you can look in the mirror and tell yourself that, you will never progress. That was the hardest thing for me. That's why I put it number one. Number two, better work ethic. While you're at work, work. Work to sell a car. Whatever you do, work to sell a house. Whoever you are that's watching me right now, you have to do work at work. Just because you're there doesn't mean you're working. And you know that. So I'm not even telling you anything you don't know. Sometimes we just don't face it as salesmen. Number three, stop being so soft. You got to be resilient, guys. Things are going to happen in your life, but if they just knock you down and keep you down, then, that's not resiliency. That's not a champion. A champion gets up, okay? When somebody knocks you down, you get back up. You knock me down 7 times and I get up 8, I'm going to wear you down finally. And you have to have that mindset. Don't let things people say at work, don't let your bosses, don't let other people out in the media, okay, affect your daily grind. Okay, be resilient, be strong, be the lion. All right? Number 4, use your past pain to progress in life. I'm going to succeed one day and I'm going to look back and I'm going to be able to look back. I'm going to look back and say, you know what? All the people that told me I was going to be a failure, here's to you. All right? I'm going to. And it's driving me. It's pushing me. Yeah, I love to help other people. Yeah, I want to have goals. But at the end of the day, we all have to have fuel, right? You got to have fuel. What drives you? Okay? Fear of failure drives me. Number 5, say no to the things that bind you. The things that are binding you, the things that are holding you down, drugs, alcohol, gambling, all these things are negative, man. Get them out of your life. And I know you're like, Shawn, I can't get them out of my life. Why can't you get them out of your life? Because they're binding you. You're addicted to them. You're addicted to them because you haven't figured out why you're addicted to them. Okay? The moment I stop gambling, the moment I stop running around on girlfriends, before my wife, I never had a girlfriend I didn't cheat on. Isn't that sad? It had nothing to do with the women. It had everything to do with me. It was me because I wasn't good with me. I was insecure about myself, and I let it come out in a cocky nature, arrogant nature, and I also didn't respect people I was with. I know that's opening up a little bit of my soul and you seeing me, but it's the truth. And I have no problem with the truth anymore. Okay? So you have to get rid of the things that bind you in life. They're making you unsuccessful. All right? Number 6, discipline and routine are key. We have to instill a discipline and a routine every day, every morning, and stick to it. If whatever it is, you know mine. I've told you a million times, so I'm not going to bore you with it again. But whatever yours and works for you, do it every day. Do not get off of it, because as soon as you get off of it, it's easier to get off of it next day, and you stop it. Last one, happy home life. Sit your wife, sit your husband down, figure out both of your goals, figure out where you want to go, and tell the other person what you need from them. I'm telling you, it works. It's so helpful. Now, are you going to get in an argument every once in a while? Man, every once in a while. But you know what? At least you know where the other person stands, and you respect each other. These are my 7 tips, guys. I want you to succeed. Stop making excuses. Stop, when challenges come in your road, stop running from them. I need you to bust through them. Shawn Hayes here, your car guy, Hyundai of St. Augustine. I make car buying easy.